Right.
There we are. Just started the recording. Okay, Peter, so if you share your screen and then we can go.
Can't get rid of this damn thing. Okay. I'm still telling me that. Well. Come on.
What have you done? You lost it again. An iPad is just entering the room. Right. Have you managed to share screen, Peter?
Trying to get rid of this meeting is being recorded. That's better. Right. Here we go. Can you see the screen, Chris?
Not yet, no.
Oh. Right. So the screen has disappeared. Oh, why do I have this trouble?
I do, no.
No, neither do I.
Have you got share screen down the bottom there in green?
Oh, no, it's not. It decided not to pop up.
Along the bottom there, you should have all the little ribbons.
Yes, I know.
Have you got share? Can you see shared screen there?
No.
Are you onto full screen or?
Yep.
Chris, can I say, if that taskbar hasn't come at the bottom, if Peter floats his pointer down there, it might bring it up. It might be in its ghost, in its hidden format at the moment.
Can do, yeah. I mean, we've all got the ribbon at the bottom there.
At the top right-hand corner, where it says View, make sure you're viewing full screen. Because if you're not viewing full screen, you won't get the taskbar at the bottom.
And can I advise, if you're on an Apple, that share screen is in the upper right-hand corner?
No, I'm not on Apple.
Okay.
You are on full screen, are you?
Yeah. Well, it looks to me, I can see my...
Well, check the view at the top right that it says full screen and not...
Let's go back. Look, we did this last time. Right, I'm going to start again with a bit of luck. Oh, okay. It keeps coming up this, but I can't get. Can you not see it, Chris?
No. Can you see the green share screen?
No, I just cannot find it at all.
Along the bottom there, can you see the ribbon at all? With all the,
No, I've nothing at all, Chris. All I've got is my
what I
first
think
slide.
it might be best to do then is to come out altogether and come back in again.
Right.
Is there anything I could suggest? I don't know why. I mean, you've done it before. Why don't you log off and log back in again? We'll all wait for you to come back.
Okay.
Hi, Chris. When do meetings start in France and Colonies? Any ideas?
I'm just sorting out Peter Maybury. What meeting are you referring to?
Just the general meets, the southwest one, southern one. I haven't seen anything as yet. I don't know whether you've heard of anything. The one by Salisbury.
Claire Scott is going to hold one near her in her premises at the beginning of September.
Okay. Right.
There won't be any more in Salisbury because Salisbury, Colin French has now moved to Devon. Right,
Okay.
we've got Peter Maybury. Peter, I can see your screen now. You've got share. Right. Oh, we've got Algeria. Wow. Go from beginning at the top left there. Not to get rid of the thumbnails. That's it. Are you there, Peter?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're on the map of 1838 now. We can see it, but it's all there.
Right. That's it. That's the start as I want.
Oh, good.
Oh, goodness only knows one. Hello, everyone. Here in York, we have a beautiful day, and I hope you will enjoy my display of Algerian postal history. The collection started out as backup to my now disposed of French maritime mail, but is now, I believe, a worthy and unusual subject in its own right up until the independence of the country in 1962. Algeria has an area of 2.4 million square miles, the 10th largest country in the world. Population in 2019 was 43 million. In the beginning, the Regency of Algiers by 1830 was technically ruled by the Ottoman Turks. The country was divided into 4 provinces: Algeria, ruled by a Dey, D-E-Y, and 3 sub-provinces, each ruled by a Bey, B-E-Y. The prime income stream was from piracy and extortion. 7 European countries paid regular tribute for protection of their vessels and subjects. England and 7 others made donations in cash, but all was without much success. The French expedition on Algiers was occasioned by a restoration monarchy in France seeking a prestigious military victory and taking advantage of a diplomatic breakdown. A naval blockade lasting 3 years was imposed. The Dey responded by destroying long-established trading posts at La Calais and Beaune, and also attacking a French vessel sailing under a flag of truce. June 14, 1830, saw some 30,000 troops landed to the west of Algiers, and the city was captured on July the 5th. Pacification of the coastal areas was more or less achieved by 1837. The conquest and military rule, 1830 to 1870, started with the fall of Charles X, the last legitimate Bourbon king of France. Following the July 1830 revolution, passed the problem to the government of Louis Philippe, and it was not until 1847 that control of Constantine and the southern areas as far as the Atlas Mountains was achieved. Sporadic resistance continued around the southern oases until 1913. Although a civilian government was empowered from 1870, the country still retained its reputation as the playground of the military. Never officially designated a colony of France, Algeria was treated as an integral part of metropolitan France and using French stamps until 1924. The first, sorry, I'll just go back. We should note that this map of 1838 actually describes Algeria as a colony, but this was not ever the case. The first slide, second slide I should say, is a 1787 letter prepared to Algiers from Toulouse, and it concerns information, concerns an ex-slave whose freedom had been purchased the previous year. He had actually deserted his regiment in 1774 when stationed in Iran, but was captured and sold to the regent of Algiers. The manuscript paragraph on the front is to confirm the prepayment of the reduced rates of the special Toulouse tariff. Next, we have a similar item, which was dated 1789, but this time not as the last one, because this one, interestingly enough, has it's a heavier letter, and it weighs 1/4 ounce plus 1 grove, a grove being a fraction of an ounce, and taxed. It's from Algiers, and it's actually taxed for a total weight of 3 grove. Now we come to the military beginnings of the military mail, and a military tariff of 1828 for mail to France, to France from the army in 1830, written at Margell, and my father to his son, who's serving in Algiers. Disinfected mail coming out of Algiers in 1832 was disinfected, and this one was at the lazarette in Marseille, where it has been punctured and fumigated to hopefully kill off any of the nasty bugs from the plague. Again, purified this time at Toulon. A different method. They stab the letters with effectively a very sharp knife, and then again they are disinfected by fumes and possibly vinegar. On the back there's a very nice Purifier à Toulon mark. Mail from and to Algeria was operated by military boats, naval vessels, out of the port of Toulon and into, and this one again is disinfected at Toulon with a different hand stamp. Toulon, purified at Toulon, and its mate is again disinfected at Toulon. Military post offices were opened at various large towns in the country. Algiers was the first one, which was opened in 1830, military post office A, and we have prepaid and unpaid mail carrying these hand stamps. Very nice pair. Another type of military postmark now, the circular date stamp, used for both civilian and military mail in its days, but this is a soldier letter of 1839, taxed at 13 décimes on its arrival in France. Another one that prepared this time. Interesting marks on it that are well illustrated for you. The office to office rate, the first Algerian tariff in its own right, 1835. The office to office rate is 2 décimes, prepaid or unpaid.
And we might add, Peter, that by this time, starting late in 1839, France was calling it Algerie, and that's why it appears in the postmarks rather than African possessions as we saw in the Type 14 CDS.
Yes, that's right. The civilian office here at Mustabium, which opened in 1840, mailed unpaid into France. Again, the office to office. This one is interesting because it bears the 2 décimes hand stamp, which had been locally manufactured. I've gone back. Is it up? Oh, have you done that? There's another one. This one for Bleeder with the locally hand stamp again. You can see the difference between the two. And then a third one, the Constantine, is very different. Undelivered mail, dead letter office, regrets. This is a well-traveled in and out of various offices to try and find the addressee. Which it never did, so then it would have gone into the dead letter office. Some civilian franchise mail. We have the present one addressed to the President of the Republic and sent free of charge. And the clergy, the Bishop of Algiers, to the Archbishop of Besançon, and again sent free of charge with the correct annotation on them. It's a very nice seal on the back of the clerical one. 18, we have military postmarks used on civilian mail. This is 1852, so they were in use for quite a long time, 1836 to 1853. Consequences of the coup d'etat of December 2nd, 1851. This was orchestrated by Napoleon Bonaparte, who was the nephew of Napoleon I, and he was at the time president of the Republic, and he orchestrated a coup d'etat which had him proclaimed as Emperor Napoleon III. And lots of people were not very happy about this. And this is a letter from Monsieur Castanier, a political detainee, quite vociferous in his time. And he was interned, he was arrested and interned in Algeria. And this is a letter to his wife back in France. The text on the right-hand side is from the government, official government policy on treatment of detainees in Algeria. Not very happy situation for them, unfortunately. Another consequence of this was this General de la Moricière, who was responsible really for taking Constantine in 1834, but he objected very strongly to the coup d'etat, and he was shuffled around for quite a while. In 1851, he was arrested and exiled, and he went into exile in Italy, where he joined the Papal Army as Commander-in-Chief. Postcard, it's was actually used in 1901, but very interesting man. Now we have office to office rate, the tariff of 1850, with it actually with a postage stamp, cancelled at Algiers, and with a grill directed sent to Paris. Another example of the tariff. This is a second weight step. secondary offices. These had a particular style to them. The name of the office was in lowercase, upper and lowercase, and the Algeria is in uppercase. The standard type. La Calais, Bureau de Distribution, with the dotted outer circle on the hand stamp, type 22, as it's known. The tariff of 1854 unfranked. Now the tariff of 1849, these are French tariffs because that's how they were going. Local rate letters, unpaid, interestingly enough, the postage due is attached. So the unpaid postage could be collected, accounted for. Internal mail carried by steamship. This was quite common because the infrastructure at that time around the coast was very poor. So it's far quicker to send your mail by sea, and it's gone from Algiers to as far as Beaune, where it was shipped, transshipped onto the Tunisia line, and to reach its destination at La Calais, still in Algeria. Bureau supplementary offices. The stamps are cancelled with small numerals, small size numerals, as against the very large ones for the normal postage offices, post offices. Used between 1852 and 1862, and with a range of 3704 to 3739 for the supplementary offices in Algeria.
And there were more numbers added as they added more post offices.
That's correct.
Some of which I don't think we even have found, right, Peter?
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Never been seen used.
Yeah. The The period of use ended up being just a month or two before they retired the small numerals and went to the large numerals.
That's right. Now we reach the times of the Third Republic from 1870, which lasted until 1940. The 1871 letterette, which is well represented here with prepayment on the left with postage stamps, cancelled with the large numeral of 5023, and an unpaid one with a 40 centimes mark. Or it's actually 10 to 20 grams. No, it's not. Single rate. Sorry, single rate. Again, single stamp use, 25 centimes. Cancelled with the GC clone sheaf, core sheaf, sorry, 5063. Mail to or from French post offices in the Levant, Egypt and Tunis had a special tariff in January 1st, 1866. And this is an example to Tunis, where the French post office was actually in the French consulate. This again had to travel by coastal steamer to Beaune, from where it was transshipped for the voyage to Tunis. Printed matter sent under wrapper, 1878 tariff. Algiers district offices, last Gouvement, opened in 1878, it changed its name to Bourse in 1892. So there's a letter from France, sorry, to France, posted at the last Gouvement office. With the railway marks on the back and quite nicely presented. Advice of delivery of a registered or chargé letter. This is this and the following slide illustrate the complete advice note. You can trace it through. This is pages 1 and 4. We move on to that. You've got pages 2 and 3. Go back and see again. Here's another different type. Asking for proof of delivery. And request this time requested at the time of posting, according to the rules. Similar setup to the previous example. Registration. Letter rate plus 25 centimes. Tariff of May 1st, 1878. Like a nice example. Another example, a bit later on now, for registered tariff of 1898. This was actually used in 1902. Incoming mail on the French line, CGT. In the period when there were no postal agents on board, sent from Williamsport in Pennsylvania, USA, to Paris, postmarked March 8 in 1889, and addressed to a forwarding agent, Drexel Harge and Company, who forwarded it to a poste restante in Algiers, who promptly redirected it to the Mustafa office, and from there to the Bermandry secondary office. Quite a well-travelled piece. Now, UPU International Postcard Rate, 1892. Postcard addressed to Medan on the east coast of Sumatra. So this is done via Java. I'll put it right. Yep, that's right, on via Java. And another one, again from Algiers to Medan in Dutch East Indies, east coast of Sumatra. But this time has gone via Penang. Postal stationery, postcards, privately printed postcards. An example, posted in 1897. Postal stationery, visiting card envelopes, 1899 issue, SNF number E1, 5 centimes, green, yellow, on cream paper with tapered flap. Nothing really special about that, except it was carried, it was addressed to Lyon from Oran, and it was carried on the La Russie on January 3rd, 1901. Unfortunately, the boat sank or ran aground in high winds. And the majority of the mail was actually retrieved by Navy divers, which was then treated, i.e. dried out and processed at the Marseille office. And we finish up with contemporary photographs of the vessel. That's what it looked like before it ran aground, and that's what it looked like when it had run aground. And that brings me to the end of my display, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your attention. I hope you have found something of interest. And if there are any questions or anything you'd like to see get again, just I'll do my best.
Thank you very much, Peter. Perhaps if you stop sharing screen now, and then anybody who's got questions can come up with them.
Right, it was just so that I could show them again.
Okay. Right. You can all unmute now if you wish. And that was very, thank you very much. That was very comprehensive, 19th century Algeria. Strange tale with Algeria and France.
Very strange.
Yeah, it ended very badly in the end.
Yes. Well, that's saved for, will be saved for another day. I haven't got that
Indeed.
on, I haven't got that onto PowerPoint yet. So no questions.
This is Ed Grabowski from the States. I have a question that may reflect my stupidity, but I'm going to go forward with it anyway and ask, because I don't know a lot about disinfectant mail, but I do know that during the current pandemic, we had a lot of concern about surface transmission of the virus, and I live in a condo, and they were wiping down packages before they delivered them to us. And I was wondering, when you showed your disinfectant letters, was it actually proven that letters could carry the plague bacterium
No,
and transmit it?
no.
No, and it wasn't just the plague. They were also concerned about yellow fever.
Well, that's also an organism. So, but
Excuse me.
you know, did anybody do double-blind, placebo-controlled studies to establish that these letters were indeed carrying the pathogen?
No, they hadn't a clue what it looked like, had they, in those days?
Yeah, no, right. But you could still do the studies. I mean, you know, Darwin got it all right, but he didn't know about DNA.
True, yeah. No, as far as I know, Ed, it's never been proven.
Okay, thank you.
It would just, I mean, because plague was a terrible, terrible thing in those days. And here in York, we've got 2 plague cemeteries actually.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, and it would be reassurance to the populace. That's
And if you want to learn about this, if anybody does, Guy just published this 25-pound book about disinfected mail, all in French, of course, but he
It's an
devoted.
incredible book, that. But you can only read it in bits.
That's exactly right, but it's
worth
quite
dipping into,
thorough.
though. Yeah.
yeah.
He's really gone into the subject in enormous detail.
Yes, he has.
But basically, if it came from an area that was a problem, they just threw everything at it, basically. You use all sorts of strange methods, but it was dangerous. I mean, even as we know now.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I believe some of the fumes were mustard gas, some were sulfuric acid. We have letters that.
Well, sulfur was sulfur dioxide. They burned
Okay,
sulfur.
Yeah.
They also used acetic acid, vinegar, or
Yes.
higher concentrations.
Yeah, vinegar.
And you can tell those letters because they're dark brown on the outside and not as aged on the inside.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, given what we're going through now, it is an interesting subject, and it's still very much with us. Various horrors. No, we have no more meeting scheduled for the moment. I'll look at scheduling some in the autumn, perhaps. I'll let everybody know in due course how we're going to go forward. Because a lot of people are away now, so it's no point in having meetings, I think, over the summer. We've still got Mick Bister to give us his display when he's not scheduled for a power output or a power outage.
Yeah. I'll check with Eon first of all.
Check with Eon before you display.
I'll bribe somebody.
It was very sad, that. It's very great. You're just getting going on that.
What are the problems of living out in the sticks of Bedfordshire, I'm afraid?
Oh, anywhere can get power cuts. So I think in September, perhaps we can look at one or two more. But again, we do need people, if we are going to have any more displays, we will need people to offer material. At the moment, offers have been a little lacking, shall we say.
Right.
So you can all spend the summer writing things up.
Yep. Well, I shall attempt to write up more of the Algeria if people are interested.
And I can do the same because I've also got a bunch of Algeria.
You've got a lot of Algeria, have you?
We can, Peter, you and I can make everybody very tired of Algeria.
It's a big subject. Interesting.
We are quite a rare breed, aren't we, Ken?
You are.
Not many folk around
Nope.
are into it. But it's in many ways it is just another part of France, if you like. But it's got its own peculiarities.
Yes.
Sort
And
of thing I like.
Linda in Australia has reminded us that she collects Australia as well, but she hasn't got a
Algeria.
camera at the moment.
and I've
Linda, yeah, she collects.
Linda Lee in Australia, I think in New South Wales.
I have seen her exhibits in the US, I believe.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yes, you have.
Yes, you have. Well, there we are then. So, yeah, so we've got 3 Algerian collectors.
Good.
Spread all over the globe.
Right. So, yeah, I'd be interested to see some of your stuff, Ken.
Very good. Well, I will review what I have put together in the past and try to avoid duplication, but I certainly have enough for a presentation or two.
Oh, good. That would be good.
Right, so that's something.
And Chris, if anyone can't wait till autumn for more displays, they can come to Rotherham on the 7th of August for the northern region.
You'll have to explain where Rotherham is, I think.
Centre of the universe.
Not many people know that.
The US France and Colonies group will have a Zoom meeting like this on Sunday, July 27th, I think it is, the last Sunday in July.
Right.
We do it at 2 p.m. Eastern time, which should be 7 p.m. Sunday evening for you. And we've been sending the notice to Chris, and I hope you've been forwarding it to your group, Chris.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, people are aware of it. I think.
25th of July.
25th?
25th.
Thank you, Marty.
Sorry, what date was it, Ken?
I'm sorry?
What date?
July 25, the last
Sunday.
What's the topic, the subject?
It will be the early issues of Tunisia.
Oh.
Oh. Who's doing that?
Norval Rasmussen, who actually
Mm.
lived in Tunisia when he was a youngster. His dad worked for the state, I believe,
Oh, right.
and
Interesting.
he's the editor of our journal and vice president of the U.S. Society.
All right.
Yeah. Oh,
Did I,
right.
Chris, have I done Tunisia for the France and Colonies?
What's
Have you
that,
done
Peter?
I can't remember whether I've shown my Tunisia to the UK France and Colonies.
Ah, not for the U.S. No. So, yeah, if any of you would like to make a presentation to the United States group, I'd be happy to add you to our calendar. We're trying to do it the last Sunday of the month, or we'll move it if it interferes with Christmas or the U.S. Thanksgiving.
That's good.
Yeah,
Certainly a way of keeping people in contact.
I'd be interested in the in Tunisia. Certainly can.
All right, Peter.
Actually, Peter,
Hello?
what you're thinking of, I think I'm just looking at the program. You did a virtual display of Tunisia in August of last year.
Ah, right, right.
It was part of the same display as Steve's on the mess balloon post. Yeah.
Right. Oh, well, that's one I...
That's probably what you were thinking of. You prepared it for virtual rather than for Zoom. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've expanded it since then, so... Right, that's another one.
Okay then, well, I think we probably done all we can this afternoon. And thank you very much, Peter, for a very comprehensive display, which we all enjoyed.
Yeah.
I hope
I think we'll now say goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, goodbye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you, Peter.
Yes.
Bye.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Good to see all the